Hi guys. Okay, so this is gonna be pretty hard to do this video. Kaylee, look, what's that there? What's that right there? Hi. Okay. No more. Okay, we're not playing. All right, we have Gavin over here. We have Kaylee the husky, and we got Spike. We got my hat. You like that? Anyways, we are at Los Gatos Creek Trail. We come out here pretty regularly, actually. This is like pretty much in our backyard. I have my cell phone propped up on a tree. Gavin is probably not going to be in the video. He's like camera shy. I don't know. These two, they know how to like smile on cue. Anyways, I'm going to put Spike down so he's a little more comfortable. I have them all tied to me, so they're not going to go anywhere. And we just been walking, hiking, walking. There's a trail. So we've been doing that, I don't know, 50 minutes. So now they're probably going to sit still for me to do this video. And I've been thinking, I need to do a video on, everyone's always like, oh my gosh, you do van life with 3 dogs. You're freaking crazy. Well, I was crazy before that. So this video is kind of about what it's like to live in a van with 3 dogs. Now, if you guys don't know, I have a passenger van. I have a 2001 Dodge Ram van, 2500 V8, fuel injected passenger van. It was like, I think, a 12 passenger vans, which I converted like 3.5 years ago, pretty much, and it's had a couple different conversions. Yes, I know, I still need to get you guys a tour of that. And so when recently we moved out of our house on April 3rd, and it's now April, I don't know, I think 26th, 28th or something like that. And some people knew I was going to go back to van life just because the house stuff wasn't working. Watch a couple other videos back and you guys will know what I mean. And so we moved into the van, and so the people that knew I was gonna do that, like, you know, close friends, relatives, couple of clients, were like, oh, are you getting a bigger van? Are you getting an RV? And I was like, no. They're like, you're gonna do it in the van you have? I was like, yeah, why not? I mean, my dogs were already used to that van that I have because they already come with me all day for work most of the time. Spike is super adaptable. He's lived so many places with me. I mean, we were homeless, living in a car like 5 years ago with 2 other dogs at the time. So I have kind of been a nomad with 3 dogs before. It was easier. I wouldn't say it was easier, but before, when I first went out on this journey 5 years ago to be a nomad, I had 2 Pomeranians and a Cocker Spaniel. Well, over time, you know, the other Pomeranian died. It was actually Spike's dad. And my Cocker Spaniel died because he was pretty old. So then Spike was the only dog. Then about a year and a half ago, I would say, we got Gavin. And that was pretty cool to have rescued him and for his foster mom to have allowed me to rescue him despite living in a van. But she knew because of the work that I do and the type of person I am, and I understood him, and I just couldn't say no. I loved him. Anyways, getting off topic. Yeah, some people may think I am pretty crazy to live in a van with 3 dogs. To me, going from house life to living in a van with the 3 dogs actually has been a lot easier. I think in a house, I get pretty depressed. I don't know what it is. I notice it on my pet sits too when even if it's gorgeous houses, beautiful, remodeled, huge, whatever, I just kind of get depressed being inside, and I get very lazy and sluggish, and oops, stay here, Gavin. And so so to me, living in the van has, you know, of course, been more of a relief because it's a lot less responsibilities. I mean, you still have a lot of responsibilities, they just change. And with the dogs, it's kind of easier because they're with me like 24/7. So it's like, oh, I got an hour or 2 to kill in between clients. Oh, you guys are already with me. Let's go for a hike. Or I wake up earlier, or go to bed at a more better time. Or I know I have to get them out and about for at least 2 hours a day, usually 1.5 hours in the morning and maybe another hour in the evening. And then it's so easy when I'm out working where I'm already walking a client's dog and then they can just like already be there with me to go ahead and go. A couple of things of advice I would say is being really organized really helps. Having your van outfitted for your dog, I would suggest already having a pack. Like if you already have a home and you're thinking to add more to your pack, you do it then. You know, it's kind of harder maybe in some ways to do it while on the road. My pack for the most part had already pretty much been developed. It took a while. So like Spike, my Pomeranian, was only dog for a while. Then we got Gavin. They had the dynamics. They had to like work it out kind of. Gavin, was a rescue. Spike, he's a feisty, sassy Pomeranian who's smart and is like, yo, I'm the boss, so they kind of had to work things out for a while. They get along awesome now, and then less than a year ago I got Kaylee, who is now 1 year old, husky. She adapted to van life like really fast. Actually, she liked it. She likes to go. So for her it has been a better thing. It's been great too, because at home it's too easy to leave your dogs in a crate, go for your work day, come home, be like, yeah, I'll walk them in a couple minutes, let me sit here and relax for a minute, and before you know it, it's like 11 o'clock, you're too tired, and you're like going to bed, waking up, doing it all over again. In the van, you're like, oh, this is animal cruelty, people already bashed down on me, so you make sure to get them out, and it's just so much easier, I think because your priorities change. I have, obviously more money now again, not paying rent and utilities. So it's a lot easier to have money to just spend on them, whatever they need, whatever. It's been nice because I feel like I gotten more back to us working as a team, us working as a family. Jeff noticed that last night. He was like, the dogs have been like so much better. And I was like, I told you, Vanlife is like so much better for them, because I think they're with you 24/7. You have more interaction with them. Every time they're getting in and out of the van, and every place they're going, they're learning more tasks, they're learning more training stuff. Your priorities are totally different. You're a lot less stressed. I am. I am more like relaxed, more at peace with a lot of things in life when I am in the van, My van has a lot of windows, so to the dogs, they just feel like it's like a rolling house, I guess. Spike and Gavin don't have a crate, so that's kind of cool. They can go wherever they want in the van. So at home, if I had to leave, they had to be in crates, just because you never know what'll happen, And in the van, it's small enough to where they feel safe enough. They don't have accidents. They don't get into anything. They have a very comfy bed they can lie on all freaking day. Kaylee still, unfortunately, has to be in a crate. She just would get into too many things. And, her and Spike kind of push each other's buttons, or she wants to play with Spike, and Spike's like, hey, I'm too old, let me be. So, she still unfortunately has to be in a crate, which that part sucks because her crate is huge and she's a big girl. And, I'm hoping in a couple months I don't have to have the crate, because that does take up a lot of room. So it does also help having your dog already housebroken, or your dog a little bit older. So if you're thinking to get a puppy or young dog, it depends. It depends if you're more of a city nomad person, or if you're more going out, like living the camping life out on BLM land or something, traveling all the time. It depends. Is your job where you just sit at a computer all day and you have a very flexible schedule? Do you work in a building? Are you a city nomad? Kind of, that's my lifestyle a bit. Both Jeff and I are self-employed. Jeff is like a landscaper, gardener. So a lot of times one of the dogs, like Gavin or Spike, will actually get to go to work with him. And so that's kind of really cool. And then I'll take the other two dogs, with me for my work day. So sometimes we rotate the dogs. So you gotta really also make sure to really stimulate your dog mentally. So we also have a big pile of toys. We walk them a lot in so many different areas, and it's actually made our dogs like way more well-rounded. I mean, they already pretty much were, because I'm always had those kind of dogs where I just take them everywhere, so they have always been go anywhere, do anything kind of dogs. I've always had all my dogs that way, and I feel like with Gavin, his confidence has definitely gotten more, maybe because he's getting a little older too, but his confidence has gotten better. I mean, we've only done this for about a month with all three of the dogs, but you know, I mean, that's a pretty good indication just within almost a little bit less than a month, how much has changed and how better everything's kind of gotten. I think it also helps if each dog kind of has their little space. You know, so like, you know, Gavin and Spike pretty much hang out on the bed in the back. Kaylee has her crate, or she sits up front with me if I'm driving. So then she can be watched, because she just kind of gets into everything, eats everything, you know, licks everything. So it helps. So if every dog kind of has their little space. Do I recommend everybody doing it with 3 dogs? No. You know, I do dog training and pet sitter dog walker for over 10 years with my own business, so I have a lot of experience. I've had dogs for over 30 years, so I know a lot about dog psychology and dog pack mentality and a lot of that kind of stuff, and it's a lot of work. But to me, I don't have kids, unless you want to count Jeff, my significant other, but also feeding, I would suggest everybody, either you feed everybody out of the van or you feed everybody in their designated spot, just like you would at home. So a lot of things at home are almost no different than when you're in a van. So, oh, my legs are killing me. There was like no place I could have put this phone camera thing down, you know? So, yeah. What else? Let me see if I can. Oh, Spike's like napping at my feet. Now I feel like I can't move. Having your dog's pretty well trained or decent basic commands really helps too, I would suggest. If there's any other questions or anything else you guys want to know or want to ask, let me know. Oh, grooming. So I have all my grooming tools with me for the dogs, like basics, brushes. We do bring shampoos and things like that with us. So if we ever have to do a pit stop somewhere and wash them, we can. Usually we go to those self-serve pet washes, so they already have the water and towels, and they have shampoo, but we usually bring our own because what we use. We live in a pretty big city, Silicon Valley, California, and so pretty much everything is pretty much at our fingertips. So we are pretty fortunate. It is a lot easier to live where we do, having the dogs, because there's like a pet store every 2 or 3 miles almost. There's a ton of trails around here. Everything is just so close. Tons of vets. So for my dog's vet care, we have Banfield, which are inside most of the PetSmarts. And then they're awesome because they're a chain, and I've had them for like 15 or 17 years with like no problems. And I like that they're affordable, and they have different vet plans. Everything's like included within their vet plans. And if you ever travel, it's like your records are already on file. Your dog already kind of knows their system, how their stores are. So it's pretty easy that way. I like them. I've had them for a very long time. With multiple dogs. And what else? So maybe sometimes you feel like, depends on how your dogs are. Some people love their dogs so much where they want to spend every second of the day with them. But some dogs, sometimes it is healthy to take a break from your dog. So a lot of times we will try and find places that have a patio and sit on the patio with the dogs. But sometimes sorry, I'm like distracted. But sometimes, because our dogs are with us all the time, Jeff and I will, if it's cool enough weather, park somewhere in the shade, and we can leave the windows down pretty low on the van and just go inside somewhere and go shop or go get something to eat and just spend a little us time together and leave the dogs in the van. To them, it's like leaving them at home, you know. And Gavin's a pretty good protection dog. Spike is a pretty good protection dog and will alert people so nobody gets near the van, so I don't really worry about anyone stealing them out. Usually we stay within eye shot of the van, so if we eat inside somewhere, we'll sit by a window where we can keep an eye on the van, or Gavin has a loud enough bark where you actually can hear them. Let's see, what else? Stay. What else? Stay, G. Yeah, there's just some people walking by, so I just wanted to keep an eye on the dogs. Because I live in Central California, it doesn't get too hot and it doesn't get too cold. The cold is easier to deal with, I think, and it depends on the breed of dog and where you guys are going to live while in the van. So you kind of need to keep that in mind, obviously. We do still have to put a fan, one of those like fantastic fans or ceiling fans in the van. That's definitely on my next to-do list. But I would say the cold isn't so bad. Of course, depends if you live where it snows or something. I don't know about that. But I would definitely say that the heat is worse. Where we live in Central California, it's not too bad. So we only get it for a couple of months. Typically what we do when it is really hot, we either go to the park and just lie in the shade. If I'm at a pet sit, I will bring my dogs in the house and put them in the bathroom or in their crates or something like that where it's nice and cool. Or we go out on a hike, maybe just go play or walk through streams or creeks or some body of water. Or if I'm pet sitting, I could fill up like a kiddie pool or something like that. Or if I know someone with a pool, I'm like, hey, can they go for a swim? You know, that sort of thing. Sometimes we'll take them to the pet wash on those days. You definitely want to keep your dog pretty well brushed out, and you're probably going to end up wanting to bathe your dog a bit more than at home because they're in such close quarters with you. Depends what they eat too. My dogs eat a really good food, so they're not really stinky, smelly dogs. Most of the time I'm driving with all the windows open and down, so it never really smells like dog in there. Usually when it smells like dog, it's usually because, oh, I need to wash whatever blanket. Or it's like, oh, you guys are getting close and due to your bath time, you know. Obviously you want to get flea preventative because no one wants to sleep around with a bunch of fleas. Oh, here comes another person with their dog. You guys stay. Stagey. No. Hey. Nope. Stay. Stay. Shh. Quiet. Quiet. Alright. Oh my god. My legs are killing me. So if I think of anything else, because I know this video is already pretty long, if I think of anything else, I will probably do a part 2. If there's anything else you guys want to know, put it in the comments. I will probably make more videos on this stuff too. Oh, and maybe you probably couldn't tell from the videos, or you're new to my channel, I have a 10-year-old Pomeranian, a 2-year-old German Shepherd mix that has a bunch of other stuff in him. Then I have Kaylee. who is a year old, she is Siberian Husky with possibly a little bit of Wolf and maybe even a little bit of Dash and Malamute. So those are my dogs, and thank you guys for watching. And if you like our stuff, subscribe to see more of the cute fluffiness. Yes, the cute fluffiness. And we kisses too. Oh my gosh. Okay. And if you guys want to know when I put out more videos, you gotta hit that little bell. Yeah, then you'll know, get notified. So we're gonna wrap this up now. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry if it's long and kind of a little fragmented. We were just on the trail and I was like, oh my gosh, I should do this video. But now we're gonna get going because we gotta go get lunch and everyone's gotta go eat. And yeah, this is another really quick thing. It's kind of easy just to feed them as your day goes, because you always have all their supplies with you. Anything you need, it's like always with you. So it's kind of really cool that way about van life and with dogs. So take care, everybody, and get out there, go enjoy this gorgeous weather. Talk to you later. Bye.